Welcome to Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444. I am Gat, your host. A gentleman had did something with me a while back. I don't remember everything. Then he recently contacted me to do the whole natal the whole twin flames natal charts analysis. So we're gonna do that. He also has some angel questions that we will do later on, sometime this week. You're looking at the two charts. Now this is how we're gonna do it. The female is on the left, the male is on the right. Now, we've already done the male chart, so we're not going to do the male chart again. We will do the female chart, and then want to compare to see if they have anything in common. It's looking a little unique. Definitely looking a little unique. All right, her ascendant is Aries and Capricorn. So now Capricorns can be disciplined, they can be workers, and she's also idealistic. So sometimes you see people in life and they already have a goal, what they want to do with life and stuff like that, or at least they have an idea, an ideal, they're idealistic, whatever that might be. So that's being portrayed in her first house. And she has people helping her through Palace. Palace represents people helping her or whatever her purposes are in life. And she has East Point energy, that's the sun, energy from the sun and the ascendant. So she has a lot of energy and a lot of help, and she's idealistic. And if you notice, idealism also kind of borders into the second house, which is about finances and possessions. But she's got that Aquarius there, so she's actually going to be helping people, and she's going to be making money. So she's going to have money. She's got money because Jupiter's right there. Uranus can be that independent energy. So she dances to her own tunes, and the universe is backing her up. And she's also a nurturer because there goes Charis, and she has Vesta. So this woman has a lot of energy, a lot of energy. And going right to the third house, you see Pisces, very spiritual person, very loving person, a good communicator. She's got Pisces and Gemini, and Mercury rules Gemini, so she's gonna be real good with communicating, and she might even be real good with communication items. I know some girls are real good with the internet and stuff like that. When you be seeing these females doing their own channels and doing all that, I can't even do that. I used to be real good with stuff like that, but I'm not even that good with all that internet stuff, doing their own channels and editing and all that stuff. But she may be able to do that kind of stuff, and if she's not doing it now, she may be doing it in her future. But it's definitely in the charts. But it's a lot of love there, and that's her sun sign is Pisces. So you're dealing with a very spiritual person. Uh, this type of person can fall into religion, whatever it might be. Some type of religion, could be Christianity, could be Catholic religion, but it will be some type of religion with that whole Pisces sun energy. But it could also be psychic energy. But she's doing real good. So she could even be like some type of like leader, even like a Sunday school teacher, like anything teaching people. In the fourth house, she's got Aries, but see, Aries in the fourth house, that's higher education, so she may want to pursue higher education. She's got good fortune there, which is showing that's the good fortune that she is that way from the universe. That's the universe takes pleasure in that. Higher education, mother, family, property, and real estate. Because, like I said, she's not the type that's going to be, she's going to have her own stuff. Um, it could be vehicles, health, stuff like that. See, this is an aggressive person, and she's also like a disciplinarian. So she might be the one to be sending people straight in her house because she's got Saturn there. Saturn's discipline. So so that Aries in that particular house is kind of like a good thing. See, she's using her Aries for the right purposes. So far, her Aries energy, she's using it for the right purpose. A lot of people don't use Aries energy for the right purpose. But she's using it as an Aquarian type a we. She's using Aries energy for we, family, and stuff like that, education, teaching other people. Um, and you may want to look at the information I have on your free natal chart that you're going to get again in your email, because you're going to click on a link for Capricorn and Cancer, because it talks about there's people on this planet that are not just human, they're higher, and Santos does it. Now I put all his videos there. Some people say, well, I looked and I can't find because it's a lot of videos. Well, one where he's sitting in the car with the hat on, he's talking. He talks. I think he talks a little bit about Capricorn and that, but he has another video where he's at a board and he's doing astrology at the board, and he really explains it, because I really don't remember the titles of the names, but Santos definitely explains that people that have a unique Capricorn, Cancer, on a natal charts, they're not just humans, they're higher than humans. And they like what Suge Knight said about Tupac. After Tupac got shot, Suge Knight said Tupac was not born, he was sent. And he said that like 3 times. He said Tupac was not born, he was sent. And he started talking about the mother, but he never said who he was talking about. So the news reporter said, "Who are you talking about, Afeni? His Tupac's mother?" And then he went like, "Yeah, but he was talking higher. He was talking higher metaphysics. He's talking about the divine mother." And just so we talking about Tupac, because we know this person was born near Biggie, the Biggie's assassination, Biggie's death, and she repping the NY. And the dude, she's kind of funny because the dude she kicking it with, the dude that requested it, he from Brooklyn. That's Biggie's spot. Alright, but we all in soul groups. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. So anyway, you see her Capricorn is significant because it's in her first house. And then her Capricorn is significant because she's got the sun in the first house, in the fourth house with Aries. And you got to remember that the fourth house is ruled by Cancer, which is ruled by the moon. So she's got a moon sun thing going on. So she's got a lot going on. But we just got to the first 4 houses. But it's a truly amazing natal chart so far. That's why sometimes, if you ever notice, if you see some people just look like they blessed, they just blessed. I used to be at out here we got what's called English Town Auction. I don't go out there like I used to, but like 20 or more years ago, we was always out there. And you would just see like females that was unbelievably beautiful, and they like there's a whole family thing. They making money. It's a family business. They making money. They got a store, say in New York or whatever. But then on the weekend, or at least on Saturday, or maybe both Saturday and Sunday, they come and do the flea market on the weekend. But they making money out there too. And you see this female, and she's fine as I don't know what. Or you see a lot of time they be like foreigners, or they might be French, or they might be just foreigners. And they just got it going on. And they only be like, they be young, be like, damn, she got the whole world already. Because a lot of these people are not just born. They're not just born here. They were sent. And that's why when you see people, it just seems like the universe just keep blessing them and blessing them. It's because a lot of these people were sent. And that's why when you see that Aquarius energy, Pisces energy, and other energy, that if I remember, I'll mention it, you'll see it. All right, so now you're going into the 5th house, which is romance, and Juno's there. See, now she wants a real relationship, and she may end up in a relationship with a person that's a Taurus, possibly a Leo or a Taurus. Now, if you notice, this gentleman's moon sign, his moon sign is real close to Taurus. So if any one of these times is wrong, that could be the answer. If any one of these times that was given is wrong, then that would be the answer. If both of these times are correct, but you still notice that his moon sign is right in Gemini, and her, because she'll probably end up in a relationship with somebody. His moon sign is right in Gemini, but it's right close to Taurus. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And she would probably end up in a relationship with a Taurus, possibly. That's not always correct, but sometimes it is. I've had natal charts where it proved true. Even twin flame, where you said that this person's gonna end up in a relationship with so and so, and their twin is at that sign. And there's other factors that show on a chart that they're twins on other charts. So just want to make that there, because whenever I see it that close, I know that the time may not be totally correct, perhaps, or the date or whatever. The date, but usually people had a date right, but it's usually the time they don't have right. Now, so Leo, the 5th house is ruled by Leo, fun, moving around, travel, romance, passion, dating, children, childbearing, taking risks, adventure. And she's got Taurus there. So Taurus in the 5th house is not necessarily, especially with Juno, because it's implying like she's about it. Like she's about it, like she's faithful. Because the Taurus can be real loyal and real faithful. They can be strong and stubborn, but you just got to see what house they're in. In this particular house, it's not bad to have Taurus with the Leo. And in fact, if you knew a little bit more about there's a book written by Doreen Virtue about Solomon's Temple, and at Solomon's Temple, right at the throne, he had the lion and the bull, and they seen it to be good lovers. They seem to be good lovers. Leos and Taurus tend to be good lovers. So for the first 5 houses, she got it going on. No fault whatsoever, no retrogrades whatsoever. Sixth house is Virgo. Now Gemini is in Virgo. Now why is Gemini in Virgo? Because sometimes she may be serious, but the person, her opposite, ain't as serious as she is. So now the twins is in Virgo for healing, because the sixth house is about health and healing and stuff like that. And that's kind of the energy I'm getting off of this, is that she's good. She's good to go. But the dude or the other side ain't, whoever that might be. But we'll see as we go on. Now in the seventh house, again, relationship, nurturing. Why? And there go that moon again. So that nurturing, why? Because they need nurturing. They need they need nurturing because, like I said, she was ready. She was ready for day one. This is a woman that got it all planned out. She knew she wanted to be married, might even knew where she wanted to live, what she wanted to do with her life. She had all that planned out. But as soon as you get to that fifth house, you see everything drop. As soon as you get to the fifth house, you got Juno saying, I want to be in a relationship. And it start to drop off. And then when you see Saturn works with Juno. Juno is the girl that want to be married, and Saturn is the daddy with the shotgun. But Saturn is with that Aries energy. That Aries energy. But sometimes that Aries energy is not just her energy. It could be the energy of the person she's supposed to be with. And that's the energy that says, I am. And they don't realize that they got a soul purpose or twin flame purpose. So again, that's what it's looking like so far. So that's the seventh house. The relationship house needs nurturing. And if you notice, the moon is in her Virgo. Why? For nurturing, trying to heal that relationship spectrum. And it looks so far, could be a twin flame. I don't want to say twin flame yet, but it's definitely a relationship. She got relationship issues. It looks like she's ready to go, and they kind of are not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Eighth house has Leo with the vertex cross, which is a soul portal, which is why the vertex cross in her case is in the eighth house. And I already told you the connection between Leo. Now Leo, Scorpio rules the eighth house. Again, Leo is about fun and romance, love, passion. We already explained it. And Scorpio is real passionate, can be very freaky, very transforming, very changing, very mystical, very secretive, hard to understand. And a Scorpio can be very loyal, but only after they trust you. But before, they kind of doubt you and kind of accuse you. They might even accuse you of stuff that you feel you didn't do. And if you notice, the Scorpio is a lot like Mars, because Mars can be very critical. Mars is very analytical, very logical, family conscious in a way, health conscious, but Mars can also be very critical. And if you notice, Mars looks a lot like Scorpio. So then when you go to the ninth house, which is your higher self, which is Lilith, and Lilith is direct, which is good. She's not retrograde, and that's your true north node. But it's so close to your, let me make sure. I'm going to count this up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to count it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that is your ninth house. Ninth house. And it's also your true north node, which is also working with your 10th house, which got Libra. So once again, it's self-explanatory. Virgo is trying to heal, whichever keep your higher self really is when you go back with, when you and your twin commit, that's all with your higher self, because your higher self is one. And now the more you get to your higher self, higher consciousness with your twin, the closer you get to the divine feminine, because everything came from the divine feminine. And that's why, you got Virgo there, and she's a virgin. Because that whole stuff you read in the Bible is true. Like, there was always a divine feminine, but there was not always a male energy. The male energy is the sun, and the divine feminine is the darkness represented by the moon. And that's why you got Lilith right there. So that is your true north node to really help with healing your twin soul relationship, because it just seems like your twin soul is just not ready. So that's what's going on in your ninth house. Now in your 10th house, which should be your career sector, but if you notice, your medium coeli is just missing your 10th house by a little bit. That's why I said sometimes the time might have been off for this one. The time might have been off a little bit, or whatever the case might be, because we done seen 2 misses already, or it's divine appointment. It's supposed to be that way. I don't know, but me personally, I would say the time may not fully be correct. But in your 10th house is what? Libra. Why? Because your 10th house can be a career, and that would mean you would have a career in justice and or something that has to do with balancing and relationships, dating or justice or peace or harmony. It would be some type of career like that. Law and a law office and paralegal, anything like that. But your 10th house also can mean what you're supposed to be doing with your twin. So with your twin or relationship, the 7th house, you got to work past that Aries energy, because that's what it is. Mars rules Aries, and it's just been a problem. And because Mars is retrograde, it's probably showing a past life problem, or it's just a problem with relationship, because your other half just don't seem like they're ready. They're not ready for the commitment that you're ready for. And then your medium, and see what happens sometimes, because my chart is kind of like that too. And your medium Coeli really missed the house for some reason, either because of the time, or this is divine timing, because your medium Coeli should be in the 10th house, but it's just missing the 10th house and going into your 11th house, which should be the Aquarius, where you and your twin. Aquarius means you and your twin work together. Y'all say, hey, we're gonna do this together. It's a sacred connection, sacred union. We're gonna do this together. So that should be what goes down in Aquarius. But in your Aquarius, you got Scorpio again, which is still showing you the whole 8th house thing. And you got to remember, Mars used to rule Scorpio. Now Mars rules Aries. So you still got a little somebody not ready. And then you got the moon, because it's dealing with the moon, with the soul, because the moon rules the soul. That's like soul reincarnation. Because you're either going to solar ascend, or you're going to stay with the moon, and you're going to do moon reincarnation. You're going to keep reincarnating. The Bible tells you that basically the Old Testament is about the moon. All that holidays was on the moon, talking about the death, and they even call the moon sin, which means that person is going to keep going. You're born in sin, you're going to die in sin. In other words, you're going to keep reincarnating. But then the New Testament is about the sun, and they even call Jesus the S-U-N, sun, in Malachi 4. Then they call him the day star. He has an east star. He's a bright and morning star. He has a star in the east. And he says, I'm the only way to the Father. No one comes to the Father but through me. That's called solar ascension. So you're either going to keep on moon reincarnating, or you're going to solar ascend. The only way to solar ascend with your twin is when y'all both submit and realize this is a sacred union. And y'all start acting like it. And then y'all start to commit. Y'all start to commit to each other. And that's why, if you notice, twin flame union, it may have a lot to do with the Scorpio, the 8th house, but until it gets to Gemini, until it gets to they're both communicating and they're both working together, there'll never be a soul relationship until they start talking, compromising, communicating, commitment. You need that Gemini energy, and that's Gemini Mercury energy, and even Virgo plays a part in that to a certain degree. Now, and otherwise, all you just have you have a soul stuff, sex stuff, and it's like primordial. The 8th house is Scorpio, the soul house. Pluto is the underworld, or the divine womb. In the Bible, they call it the bottomless pit at Revelation 9. And if you notice, in the bottomless pit, there's a scorpion, because that Scorpio in the bottomless pit itself is the underworld, or Pluto. But it's also the divine womb, or the divine mother. And that's why, if you notice, right up in the house, there's Lilith standing right there. This is all the divine feminine. And Lilith is called the dark side of the moon. So it's all represent reincarnation. So if you notice, in your 11th house, which should be about Aquarius and the two twins working together, you got the moon and you got Chiron there healing. So if you're just being honest, almost everywhere where it signifies relationship or the two working together, you got a retrograde. Now we go over to your 12th house, which is the dysfunctional house. Any form of dysfunction is in your 12th house. And you got Sagittarius is the 9th house. Sagittarius rules the 9th house. So it's still dealing with the twins coming together. And they need healing. And then Pluto's there. And there's a reason why Pluto was right next to the moon. Because they're still dealing with moon or lunar reincarnation. So in order for this to work, the two have got to come together. Got to realize it's a sacred union, and they got to work together as such. Now, if you notice with him, his true north node is Virgo. Her true north node is Virgo. Now his Juno was Virgo, and that could imply, but that doesn't have to. But he may end up in a relationship with a Virgo, and he even got the 22, the twin flame number, and her true north node is Virgo, close to the 10th house. And now in his East Point, his ascendant, first house, he got Libra, the relationship. And yeah, now but he's got Lilith retrograde, so you got to bring that out. Lilith is retrograde. That means that the feminine aspect did not feel cherished. But he doesn't. He's got Libra, so he definitely has he has an aggression or a forward vision to relationships. But Libra can also mean justice and harmony and karma and stuff like that. But it can also mean relationship. You can only go through this chart to make sure. So when you get to his second house, there's Scorpio. Because like I keep telling people, whenever you're dealing with twin souls, you're dealing with past life money. And he's got healing there with Chiron, and then he's got the sun in Scorpio. So again, this is a person who knows the darkness or will know the darkness. Because again, your birth natal chart is a prophecy. That's why some people say, that never happened to me. Maybe you're younger. Maybe it ain't happened to you yet. And then you got some people say, that ain't never happened to me. Maybe you're older. Maybe you don't remember. But it's all on your natal chart. So this is a person who will know about the unknown and dark stuff, 8th house stuff. And all this information is on your free natal chart, 8th house stuff. But he'll kind of like be a light. He won't be afraid to talk about this stuff or learn it. And if you notice, Pluto's right there. So you still know you're dealing with some type of 8th house soul stuff. Because Pluto rules Scorpio, the 8th house. And that's in his 3rd house. So he's also some type of healer and communicator, almost like her. They both are communicators. But he's more like a healer in his Scorpio stuff. And her moon sign is a Scorpio. So yeah, her moon sign is Scorpio, his moon sign is Scorpio. So right now, if it's looking like anything, it's looking more like a right now it's looking like they're definitely a soul connection. I can't say twin soul though. So just make sure everybody understands the difference. Anybody could be your soulmate. Anybody could be your soul group. Believe it or not, if you took a female and a guy and you put them, say she said I don't like this type of guy, but if you took both of them and put them on an island by themselves or put them in an area by themselves and they had to rely on each other to make it, you best believe stuff's gonna change. They're gonna start having a relationship, everything else. Even if they say it at first, well, I'm only doing this because it's a need. I'm only doing this. But if you leave them there long enough and they get used to working together and doing stuff together, you're gonna see two people that couldn't stand each other. Now they probably talking and now they trust each other because they was put through that shit together. How many movies have you seen like that? Anybody could be your soulmate. It's the same thing. Everything comes from the source. Anybody could be your soulmate, but only one person can be your twin soul. That's the two souls like split in half, the positive, the negative, the yin, the yang. So that's what a twin soul is. That's what a twin flame is. Same thing. There's only one twin flame. And that's what people have to understand. Because a lot of people are trying to talk this language and they don't know what they're saying. And you have a lot of people that try to use all these big words and they don't even know what the words mean. So I keep it real simple and I just tell it like it is and I also prove it like it is. And then I'm done. Because I've done charts where I said, well, I can't see where they're connected. I've had people say, well, it don't matter what you say because I know what I dreamed about. I know about the synchronicities. And I say immediately, I'm not there 24 hours, 7 days. I don't know. You could be right, I could be wrong, but all I can tell you is from my experience, you usually can see it in the chart. But you may have some different thing going on. Like I see charts where the chart explains itself through all these different things you're looking at, all these different images or whatever you want to call them, icons and stuff. But I've seen charts where the story is told in the numerology. It just all depends. You just got to know how to read the chart. All right, so we're going on to the 4th house. And see, he too got to check out Santos, because notice how his fourth house is ruled by Cancer, but he's got Capricorn in it. Anything with a unique Capricorn Cancer thing, these people are usually sent. And only Santos can explain it. He's the expert on it. And I do got the videos. Sometimes people have to just take out a little time and find it. That's all I can say. I did the best by putting them together. And I told you where to look. Look at the one where he's sitting in the back of the car, wherever he's sitting with his hat on. Santos is sitting there explaining stuff. And look at the one where he's on the board and he's explaining an astrological natal chart, the whole chart. And maybe it'll be there. But he does explain it. Now, so all right, so in his house he got Mars. See, he's kind of like a worker in the house too. But he got Mars there, and he's got love in the fourth house. 1, 2, 3, 4. So his house is D. He got love in the fourth because that's a family house, but he's an idealistic, like in a family house. And he got Palace helping him out. But he also got struggle in the family house, but he is a worker. And we've already said what the house is, so I'm not going to say all that again. I said education, family, I already said all that in this video, so we're not going to say it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth house. Now he's got that Aquarius energy in the fifth house. But now that's where, this is where it gets. See, that's why I said I really believe the time ain't right. I could be wrong, but just look. Well, it's unique. I should say that. Maybe it is right, but it's so close. But now you know, Neptune and Capricorn, Neptune and Capricorn, Uranus and Aquarius, Uranus and Aquarius, Jupiter and Aquarius, Jupiter and Aquarius. So this is a real unique chart. So he got that idealism going on too, but his is just more in the family, higher education sector or property, real estate. But they both kind of are. You can see how these two would connect, and they both gonna have money, both of them. And but their money, just so y'all know, your money your money is directly connected to both of y'all being like helping, like teaching other people and stuff. That's Aquarius, enlightening other people. So you got the same independent free spirit, only his is in romance, and hers is on in money and possessions. Where you see Jupiter and Uranus. So he's a unique dude in the sense that he associates romance with enlightening other people. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sixth house is Pisces, the house of Virgo, and that's his good fortune house. So he's gonna have spiritual connections from Neptune, which is in a 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So some of his family might even be a soul connection, like from a previous life, soul groups. So he's gonna have spiritual information coming from Capricorn and Cancer. See, that's why he's got to read Santos, and it's gonna help him heal. He's got Pisces energy in his sixth house with the Virgo healing. Now in the seventh house is Aquarius, and generally speaking, you usually don't want Aquarius in the seventh house because Aquarius is I am, but the seventh house is supposed to be about relationships. And see, this proves what I'm saying with what she's going through, because now you see it. You see retrogrades. This retrograde means he doesn't have a lot of energy or a lot of desire for it. Why? Because if you're going I am, you're not going to understand relationship. And then Saturn means lack of discipline. You don't have no discipline. He don't have no discipline as far as relationship. Because he want to do his own, like he want to do it his way. And that's why he got those retrogrades. And that's why when you look at her chart, in the same thing. You see how Saturn is there with Aries again? And then the eighth house gives you Taurus, but with not a whole lot. And I don't know if I ever told him about the Moors. Whenever I see the moon, I know the moon is in Gemini, but it's so close to Taurus. Whenever you see the moon with Taurus, you could be dealing with the Moors too. So now the reason why he's got the moon in the ninth house, the reason why he's got the moon in the ninth house with Gemini, the twins, because like I said, if these two don't work together, it's a good chance that they're gonna be solar. They're gonna be lunar or moon reincarnation, not solar ascension. Because in order for solar ascension to happen, they have to work together. But if you notice, his sun is at 22 degrees too, which is the twin flame. So he gotta calm that down. He gotta learn how to work with her. And what a lot of men gotta realize is you gotta form a partnership. It's not like they'll tell you the man and this and that, but you gotta learn how to work together. Like the man help change baby diapers, stuff like that. Because a lot of men just see things a certain way. But you gotta be a team. Y'all gotta work together, and y'all gotta understand that y'all got a sacred union. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 9. 10 is medium coeli. Again, the career could be some type of nurturer. A nurturer is just anybody who helps other people build or builds something up. That's any type of nurturer. Even the word nurse is in there because some people do work as nurses or whatever. But any type of nurturing, helping somebody, building somebody, or even helping with healing, whatever the case might be. But also, if that's the career, but also if it's a twin flame, because your 10th house also can represent your twin flame project that you're supposed to be working on in this life. And that would also be your twin flame would be to nurture that twin flame relationship. And that's why the moon rules Cancer, and it means nurturing, and you got the moon in Gemini, so you got to nurture that twin flame relationship. 11th house is Leo, which isn't necessarily bad, because if you notice, your Leo rules the 5th house. 1, 2, 3, 4. And your 5th house got Aquarius, so they're doing it again. So they're trying to make you heal. They're trying to make you heal with That's why your 5th house is the way it is, and that's why I said it's kind of strange. But that's why they did it that way, because they're trying to. In this life, they're trying to make you be more loving, more relationship minded, and more connecting to her Aries, because her Aries is good, and you got money if you do it. So a lot of twins don't realize that the better you treat your twin, the more money you're gonna see, because it's a sacred union, and it's a sacred contract, and you got to just learn your 8th house. All that information is in your free report. Read the 8th house. So that's why you have Leo in your 11th house, because that's supposed to be the twin soul submitting, and you got Aquarius in that house. Finally, your true north node is in Virgo, just like her true north node her true north node is also in Virgo, and you go Lilith right there, because Lilith does determine too. You don't want to see no retrograde Liliths. That's why when you see that retrograde Lilith in your chart, is right next to relationships, Libra. So you got to work on that relationship. That has to be like really primary importance. And your true north node is to really get that relationship going. And Juno right there, just like it's funny, because you see Juno right there waiting. It's like when you get off the airplane and that person will love you, they be waiting right there. And they've been waiting for hours. The plane got delayed and all that. And then they said the train was shaking because y'all was going through turbulence and all that. And all this worrying is going on. Maybe the weather was bad. But when you get off that plane, she be right there. And that's how on both of them things you see Juno waiting. And she's tough, because if you notice in both she's by herself. Like she's waiting. Because she believes. You can see it in her chart. Because she believes in love. She wants it. So that's what you gotta learn how to respect and appreciate, and get with it, so that you can solar ascend. Otherwise, you're gonna keep lunar ascending. If you want to know more about lunar ascending, visit RFG Chosen One's channel. He explains Saturn really good. He explains the moon really good, and he explains lunar or moon reincarnation. And also Feral Allah, he did a whole video on it. He's real good with it, explaining solar ascension. So that's what's up. So you want me to say, are they twins? From what I can see, they definitely got that twin connection. I would definitely say yeah. But he's got to get past that. He's got Aries energy where when you're in a twin soul. That's what I was trying to tell you, but everybody don't get it. See, my twin is real Aries. Like, you can't have that Aries energy. You have to get to the point where you realize it's a sacred union, and you have to really believe it. Like, if you say, well, somebody telling me they're my twin flame, I'm not looking at it. But you've seen all the synchronicities. You've seen all the weird stuff. You know you've been dreaming about it, but you want to keep fighting it for whatever reason. Well, I don't like the way he look, or I don't like this, or I don't like that, or whatever you're saying, or I don't like the way she. You in third dimensional, so you're actually fighting that sacred union, and that's bad karma. So people, you got to really get with the union. You got to work with the union. You got to learn this stuff. Learn what twin flame is. Learn what twin soul is. Get your natal chart. Get your angel card. Do all that. Set goals and communicate with your twin. Because until you do that, you're in bad karma, so to say, and you're violating your contract, your soul contract. And also, like I said, that whole twin flame thing is like them two people I said. They didn't like each other, didn't want to have nothing to do with each other, and then they get stranded on an island together, and it's just them two. And first they ain't talking, they treating each other bad, but then when they start to realize they need each other, then they start talking, start treating each other a little bit better, start eating together and everything. And now you can't separate them. Then when a rescue team get there, they be like, nah, we don't want to leave. We gonna live on this island by just me and her. I'm just being real romantic right now. But the point I'm trying to make is that's that third dimensional BS. Once they get to the communicating and working together, then they see things differently. They see things from who they really are. But a lot of people don't get that way because they say third dimensional. And what happens when you find yourself in that situation where you've done everything and your twin just won't come around? Well, I say keep it moving, because you can only do what you can do. You can't make a person do what they're supposed to do. But I really believe the more you grow as a person and mature, the more that's gonna pull them back to you. Because people just don't appreciate a good thing when they got it until they lose it. So the best thing you can do is move on and do you, and let the universe work on your twin if they're that resistive. This is Gat. It's been a pleasure. If anybody has any questions on any of these services you see out here, I do everything. I don't just do twin flame. I do numerology. If it's intuitive, I do it. I also offer a list with everything on it. You can contact me, and if you have any questions about anything else, I will respond. All that information is in the description box. God bless.